don't know how it's gonna work. Hopefully it works this week. Last week sucked. Let's see. We'll see if it works. It says I'm on. Okay. There we go. Oh, don't tell me this is gonna be like this. Well, see if I can get it to come up. This is what it was doing last. It's exactly what it was doing last week, but whatever. I'm just gonna keep going with it. I got the comments up. Maybe I can't see, exactly what you guys are looking at, but yeah, we got a couple people in here, and I can see. Okay, so there's one watching now. Yeah, there's one watching up there. We got one thumbs up, but I'm just gonna roll with it. I don't know why I can't. This is the second week in a row it's doing this. So, anyways, I'm just gonna go with it, roll with it. I'm not worried about it. I'm just gonna keep going. So, what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna button this up, and we need to put this back in place so we actually have a kill button. And whatnot, so we can get this machine back up and running, because the weather was really nice here last week, and I actually got the Rocat. I got the Rocat out a few times, and I was adjusting on the 2-speed, and what I figured out, because I made that spring work and I got everything to work right, but I figured out that it doesn't shift. So I think I have a too heavy of a spring in there. It's too much like progressively. So get that out of there and everything. So well, yeah, it's just, I don't know if it's too much like progressive tension, but I can't get it to shift into second gear. Everything moves freely, but I just can't get it to shift. So, basically, yeah, that's the deal. So what I'm gonna do is I gotta order the right spring for it. I know I said last time I was gonna, but I wanted to see if I could make that one work, and it didn't want to work. So I'm gonna have to get a new spring. And let me just, I just get some of this tools kind of organized over here so I can find stuff. And there we go. I already found that, in which we need. That is not in a good spot. So. Oh, what we got going on in the comments? Hey, what's up, Bob's RC? We got Mike Cross in here. What's up, Mike? How's everything going? I can see you guys' chat. I just can't see the feed. So, you know, the live, I can't see what you guys can see. I can see the comments and everything, so that's great. And whatnot. So, let's get us a pair of needle nose. Pull this out of here. And we'll keep this pigtail because eventually I am gonna get a new kill switch or a different one. I just haven't decided on which route I want to get or which route I want to go because none of them. I did see that Taylor came out with a kill switch. I might try his because to me, my honest opinion, I don't have any faith in any kill switch because they all fail. I mean, the last one that I had, it failed when I needed it the most. So we can. I didn't want to sit on. Oh, no wonder. Let's see if we can get her on there now. Yep. Okay. Now. You gotta get this routed down through here. There we go. And is that not? No, it's not. That's the right one. I'm gonna put some Loctite on it too. This 71 Supreme, it just shakes everything loose. Last thing I need is my coil bolt coming loose. So we'll. And I'm gonna have to get a screwdriver to hold that down. Okay, we got snug that. Give another bite. All right, whew. Got that in there. Now, see if these, yeah, I suppose, I'm gonna pinch them a little bit so they make a little better contact. Yeah, I think that'll be better. Yeah, I gotta figure out which way this kill switch. Okay. Yep, it goes like that. All right. Put the other spade on. There we go. That should be good. Now, I don't know what I'm going to do here because I kind of cut some of this out to get that kill switch pigtail ran through here, but I can always just stick it in like so. And get our wires shoved back in there. So I think that's gonna do there. What else we got? Oh shoot, oh crap. Oh man. And we got Bob's RC in here. Yeah, we got Altered Customs RC, ComCom Z. How's it going, guys? The comment section kind of blew up on me. I wasn't paying attention. I was just over here doing what I normally do, and I looked down and the comment section just went crazy. So, so yeah, this thing, all except for the wheels being torqued down, which I don't need to do that now, but this thing should be ready to rock. Why don't I go ahead and I like to see how much voltage is in the battery. I got my battery charge, my LiPo battery charger up there, just in case it needs a charge. So we'll just turn this on. And turn that on. So it's got it's got plenty of battery. So probably enough for another run. I've charged this like what is it, like every, I don't know, probably every half dozen to a dozen runs I charge it. It does, with the LiPo battery, you don't need to charge it every time. It's pretty cool. I mean, you can keep filling it with gas and keep going, drive it all day probably on the LiPo. I don't know. Actually, I don't know how far you could go on a charge. What do we got going on? Yeah. Yeah, I got a few of them engine stop buttons laying around off of other engines that I've used and other engines that don't run anymore, and I save freaking everything. So, but yeah, those. Well, there's a button to one, because a lot of times what'll happen to me is the button will pop out. And whatever holds it in, like, doesn't work anymore. So, but yeah. So this machine is pretty good. Roll that. So, all right. Why don't we move this one out of the way? And I mean, we could keep it up there, just for discussion points, because I don't know if I just want to keep wrenching and stuff. There's 7 people in here. I could just conversate with guys. Yeah, 2848. Yeah. I can't remember what. I think this one's running 2747. If I remember right. No, 2749 is what it's running. Yeah. I know that's 27 because I had to buy it specifically. And then this one's 49. So, yeah, it's got some gear in it. I think, in fact, the last time I had it out in New London, I did speed runs, and through the grass, it was 64 mile an hour with the wheels up. So that's pretty sweet. Hey, when we run that big bore, how are the temps? How long do you play with it until it gets too hot? I've really never had a problem with my. I mean, I've ran this thing completely out of gas. I mean, I ran a complete tank through it, and usually that's your limit. With the 28 millimeter carburetor, you're going to get about 11 minutes, and that's it. I mean, and that depend. Well, I guess I should say, depending on how you drive it. The way I drive it, you're going to get 8 to 11 minutes. That's it. But that's what it amounts to, and then in that 8 to 11 minutes, I'll see temps anywhere from I'd say 305 to 325, somewhere around in there, and it just that's just the way. My Taylor 40, sometimes it'd be like, sometimes I'd gun it in the middle of the summer and it would be like 330, 345, 350, somewhere around in there, like right on the top of the exhaust port, coming right out of there. They do run quite a bit hotter, but at the same time they hold up to it. So it's just one thing that I've found. That's how. I mean, these Taylor engines, they run a lot hotter, I guess, than any engine that I've ever had. These Taylors run a lot hotter. I think, I don't know what it has to do with, but I know they run harder, and they run a hell of a lot harder. They run hard. These Taylor engines, they're the cat's ass, man. Especially the 71 Supreme Legend. We got something going on with brakes biting up. There we go. That's what we were looking for. Woo-hoo. She's all happy and spinning. No, it does not have a lock diff. It's got 2 million in it. It's got, this is the Rocat has the IRC diff in it. This has the it's just a Kraken differential with Kraken bevel gears, Kraken hard gears. It's got 2 million weight in it. I just got done rebuilding it. If you scroll back through my life, so in the off season, that's kind of what I've done. Is I quit doing bashing videos, and I go live once a week during the off season. That's that helps me keep in contact with you guys, and it makes it a lot easier to work around the weather and stuff. So that way, if it's nice during the week, I can go out and get a video if it's nice. But like I was saying when I had the Rocat out, it was not nice. I mean, it was the weather was great, but the ground was just, it was muddy. So, but anyways, what the heck was I talking about? But no, it doesn't have a lock diff. It's got 2 million in it. It's the Kraken. It's just the Kraken, stock Kraken Vesla differential that came in it, but I put hardened gears and stuff in it, and then it's running the Taylor idler gear. So, what we got down in here? Do you dry lube the bearings on the rear hubs? Are you talking about the ones in? I haven't even touched the ones inside. I haven't done anything to them. I haven't, and they seem to be holding up real good. So probably what I'll do is I'm just gonna run them, and then when they fail, I'll just replace them. So I got a whole whole bearing kit right here. So it's not, yeah, it's the entire bearing kit for it. So I ordered that to go through. See, we checked this gear plate is pretty new, and I put new bearings in it when I replaced the gear plate because it cracked the brake mount, which I thought was part of the gear plate, but it's not. It's actually a separate piece. So these were pretty new. I checked all these bearings, and then I was rolling through the ones inside the transmission, and I did not like them, so that's why I ordered the Vesla bearing kit. And then what I'll do periodically is I'll get an O-ring pick or a razor blade, and I'll pop that seal out. And what I do is I'll squirt grease down inside there and re-lube them periodically. I mean, it helps save the life of the bearing. It helps them last longer, in my opinion. But no, I am so surprised at that just in generally, because I've heard so many people that have a heck of a time with the well, I don't know if it's the carriers necessarily, but the dog bones and stuff on this Kraken Vesla, they can't keep bones in it, or constant velocity shafts in it or whatever. And I really have not had one single issue with it, so that's awesome. I'm thankful of that. And I wanted to get this out this week, and the reason I didn't, because I didn't want to get it all nasty and muddy. I'd rather drive it when it's drier and stuff, you know what I'm saying? And it's not gonna fling mud all over the machine. Because the last time I drove it, pretty sure I was at the fairgrounds, and right off the bat I went through a mud puddle. I just got, not really clean, but it's nominally clean. I mean, it's not dirty anymore. I taken things apart. I've wiped them off with rags the best I could and stuff like that. So what else we got going on? I've got the symmetrical steering for the Rovin 5B on the way, and I'm worried about the kill switch fitting in the radio box. Yeah. Well, actually, I got a battery box over here that we can just probably take a look at. So, I don't know, it might be easier to just get this out of the way. Let me see. I can't see what you guys are seeing. Let's see how you guys can see that up there. I suppose you could. Yeah, we could. That's what we'll do. I got a battery box. So you're talking 5B. And this is one battery box out of my 5B, one of my 5Bs, and it fits in the vehicle like that. I can tell you what I usually do. And what I usually do is I'll glue my receiver down, get that bolt out of there. I'll glue my receiver down over here like that, and then I'll put my kill switch beside it. And then it's just, with all of the wires and everything, you just got to put that spaghetti in there. And a lot of people like to put little tiny zip ties on it and stuff. I don't. I just kind of find a way and kind of massage the wire. Like, you know, I'll just, I don't know about massaging the wire, but I'll just feel how it likes to lay. And then, of course, this is going to be easy because there's not a whole bunch of stuff in there, but I'll try to feel how the wire lays, and then I'll just kind of make sure, I'll look around, make sure it's not pinching, and then, you know, snap it in or whatever. But, yeah, I put my kill switch beside my receiver, and then I just deal with, like I said, I just deal with the wires, and I just put them in there the best I can. There's no really, in my opinion, there's no good way to do all that. You know, all those wires, you know, set aside cutting them down and making them less long, that's not going to be fun. You have to repin everything. I wouldn't do that. But, yeah, I just deal with the wires. Living straps. Something happened to the brake mount. Um, through a lot of rain mud crap. Yeah. Well, and I learned the hard way, especially with the Baja, the 5B platform. Uh, when I first started running my 40 GT, I didn't have limiting straps, and everybody's always talking about them. Well, that's what happens when you don't run limiting straps. Is it'll put this dog bone at such an angle, like it's drooping like this, and it'll snap that thing right up. And these are IRC UHD ultra heavy duty, but these are, in the pen floats in there. But if they're at too articulate of an angle, the suspension will jump and stuff. You don't want that going on. You want them limit straps. I like it to where my axle's nice and straight. So that way, if there is any articulation, it's just going to be a little bit up because I'm running IRC. Yeah, I think they're IRC shocks. They're the IRC big board. Are they? I think they're IRC big boards. I think that's what they're calling. I'm having problems remembering the exact, who makes all this stuff. I mean, I go through so much stuff, and I got so many platforms. It's hard for me to remember all of it. I have the Rover kill switch, and it has these weird 3D printed blocks on it. So getting those to fit is going to be a trick, I think. Oh, well, and I had this one that I got from Roven or Fearless RC, and it was like in its own case. I don't know how to explain it, but it was kind of bulky. It wasn't the slimmest unit. And what I did, I'm pretty sure this might even be the box, but I either Velcroed it or I stuck it on the top of here because it has LED lights that you can see, and I didn't want to stick it inside the battery box, so I stuck it on top and then ran the wires down, and I think I ran them in through here is what I did. I don't know if I'll be able to find that. Here it is. I found it. Simple as shit. Yeah, this is the one. Yeah, the Triton or whatever it's called. But that is what I did for that one. And it worked. It worked for a little bit, and then this thing, I'm pretty sure what happened with this is my engine would just intermittently kill out for no reason with this thing, so but yeah, that's another option. You can just stick it on top, because I've done that. You can see I've already done it. I've been through so many kill switches. I got a little thing for an LED. I mean, I've been through every one of them, and every one of them they seem to fail in the most inconvenient way. Yeah, limiting straps are definitely necessary for the 5B, especially if you're going to throw some power at it, because, like I said, you don't want a bunch of articulation on your dog bones, or it's just going to break them off. And then, as far as limiting straps go, I'll put this back up there, but I use I use these. You can go down to, I go down to Farm King, that's what it's called around here, but it's your local farm store. You get the heavy duty cable ties. Those are what? 175 pound cable ties, and they work great for limiting straps. And I always, like I said, try to keep my control arms pretty level as far as straight across. And then, I mean, I even have the heavy duty springs in these, the big bore springs in this. So, and it handles really, really well with them. I mean, it's, I don't know how to explain it. This machine is one of the best handling machines I've driven. But yeah, and so I kind of carried over the whole limiting strap from, I guess, my experience with my Baws and my 5Bs, and I continued with this, and the reason I did that is because it keeps you in low center of gravity, and I got it makes them handle so much better with that lower center of gravity. I don't know how else to explain it besides that. Yeah. So, see, that is the battery box to the Baja I'm putting together. We could actually pull that one over here. Oh, why don't we do that? There we go. And what we got going on here, let's see how well you guys can see everything. Okay, that's nice. Awesome. But what we got going on here is this is a single ring 36cc with a 990 rooster tail and velocity stack. And I got the I call it the Rovin power pipe. It's the Dominator style. And then, yeah, I guess I'm running this. I didn't realize that. I wonder what made me run that spacer. It's probably because I didn't want to mess with that bracket. Probably why I was doing that. So, but yeah, we got this one up here. I want to get put back together. And this one, I have the cement. No, this one's not the symmetrical steering, is it? Nope. That's what I was going to say. I had the symmetrical steering, and that issue, I know exactly what he's saying now with this kill switch in there, because you don't have near the room. Yeah, I don't know where, because the battery is going to come almost level to the top. I don't know where, because I had that. I suppose what I did, I bet, no, because the battery would be in there. I bet what I did was I just stuffed the kill switch in here the best I could, and it was just riding around loose. In fact, I almost guarantee that's what I was doing. But, yeah, this symmetrical steering really limits the amount of space you got in here. And I think, if I remember right, that was his initial comment in the first place. Then I went rambling on about a regular battery box without remembering that he was talking about the symmetrical steering one. But yeah, I know what he's saying about that. But like I said, I had this symmetrical steering stuff, and I'm pretty sure I've had Turtle Racing. Here's one of them. I couldn't tell you if this is Rovin or Total Racing, but what I had, no, I don't think that was the issue. I think what the issue was, maybe there's a bunch of slop in there, and at first when I got it, it was nice and tight, which it makes it feel like it's going to be nice. It's not. Yeah, because that's your bell crank. That's how it works, and it actually sits in there upside down like that. So, and I know I had problems with this. They stripped out, or something weird went on with that. I've been through 2 of them, and I quit running it, and I actually went to, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it, but I went to the Turtle Racing, I I don't know what servo saver, whatever the hell it is. And this one I like the best by far. I don't think I'll ever do a symmetrical steering again. In fact, when, not if, but when I replace that one, I'm going to replace that one with a Turtle Racing. Because the Turtle Racing, it's just better quality. And the steering's tighter. It's just better, all around better, in my opinion. So, let's see what we got going on. Yes, the radio box is a lot smaller on that sim steering. Because by the time you put, I have a receiver laying around, and this is actually a small one, but by the time you put a receiver in there, I suppose you do, that's probably what I was doing. I had the receiver glued down with my servos plugged in. I don't know if you guys can see, I'm probably not angling that right, but that's probably what I had going on, is I had that glued in there with my servos plugged in or whatever. It would have been in there like that. And then I had the kill switch just laying on top, and I tried to get the spaghetti in there the best I could. I'm 100% sure that's what I did. Hope that helps you. But yeah, it's just a pain in the ass all the way around. That's one thing that when I got it, I was like, oh shit, there's not any space in that battery box. So, but I mean, hopefully you have better luck than I did, because I didn't have luck at all. Yeah. Well, and yeah. Yep, because it's exactly right, because that fits back. No, it goes like this. But these two fit right in there. And so, yeah, this bell crank is clear up underneath there. And then this is back here on your servo, like so. And then I'm pretty sure, if I remember right, I'm almost 100% sure. You have to put these on. Okay, so you can't mount this. You got to keep this loose and mount your tie rod ends out here, and then you can actually put it in with the top plate underneath. You could probably even have the top plate completely off and have all this garbage off. But yeah, you're gonna want to put your tie rod ends with it kind of angled like this. You'll be in there. It'll be sticking in through. You'll stick one tie rod on at a time, and that's how you're gonna want to do it. That's it, because the tie rods go in from the bottom. I'm pretty sure. Well, maybe they don't. I guess either way, I can't remember. One of them, or maybe it's you can't screw them too far. You got to have spaces because the bolt sticks through and they start dragging. I can't remember exactly, but there's a catch to it. So I'll have everything because I'm changing the chassis at the same time. That's a good way to do it. Just get everything out of your way. That way you're not having to fight against anything. Because that's what I find myself doing a lot of times on these is I won't take enough apart, like I've got a lazy ass. Yeah, so it's probably because I've turned wrenches for all my life. And I always try to take apart the least I can, if I can. So, but yeah. Now I want to get this one running. And, oh yeah. If I can ever get this 2-speed shifted on the Rocat, once that happens, I might even just go ahead and mate it back up to the Punisher. But I want to put the Taylor 35 back together with the Punisher. And then I got I got 2 more. Yeah, I got 2 more Bajas that I need to get up and running. And I got one 132cc over there. And I thought I had another one out here. Yeah, I do. Right down there, I got the Kraken 32, the KR 32. So I got two 32s. Yeah, I got plenty of engines, so I like to get them up and run them. Just that way I got, I guess, more things I can play with, more content, stuff like that, you know. That way we're not always seeing the Kraken Vesla or the Rocat hybrid, and that we'll probably not see. Once I take that apart, I'm not going to keep you know, disassemble it, and I'll run it for a while this way and run it for a while that way. So, but yeah. Trying to think of what else we could do. You know, we got that receiver battery in there. And I could just set that in there because I gotta get a servo. I got to get a servo. And actually I gotta get both servos. I gotta get the throttle servo and the steering servo. And then tires and wheels, and this cat's ready to go. Yeah, that's the old Kraken. Here, I can do that. Yeah. I was talking about how the Vesla, the Kraken Vesla, I had to replace the gear plate because the brake mount cracked, and that's where it ended up cracking right in there. You can, I don't know how well you can see it on camera, but it's just right there. I saw that when I was working on it one day, and I was like, oh crap, the 71 Supreme's gonna exploit that indefinitely. So what I did was I thought it was just one piece, this whole one piece, but just so people don't make the same mistake I did. Can't remember how this goes. It goes like this. Yeah, it goes like that. But that's how good. These are actually two pieces. So this is your brake mount. This is your gear plate. If I can prevent somebody from making the same mistakes I do, I try to give out the information.
Thing between the Rovan hybrid chassis versus the 5B truck, is the hybrid better in your opinion?
I that's a good question. I would think I haven't. Oh, if you're talking about their LT or BLT, I can't remember exactly what they call it, but if you're talking about that hybrid, yeah, I would say, man, I haven't owned one, so I can't tell you. You know, I couldn't compare it against a 5B truck, so that's a hard one. I can't answer that question. Okay, so in my opinion, I would say the hybrid would probably be a better, because I think it comes with more stuff. Where, yeah, I would lean towards the hybrid myself.
Video idea I've had is how to go about upgrading, what to upgrade when you add power. what to upgrade to build in weak links, so we're not breaking bulkheads.
Bulkheads. Talking about these? Yeah. So, I could just kind of go through. If you're talking about a Baja and you're adding power, some of the first things I would upgrade is definitely your cups, your bones, your gears, both inside and out. I think I was running. I don't think I was running plastic ones.
I think I upgraded to
These Roven ones here. And I upgraded these when I went big bore, I'm pretty sure. Or right before I went big bore. But you're gonna want to upgrade your bulkheads. If I would either go FLM widening kit or the Kraken arms, but you're gonna want to get longer dog bones and all that stuff. And the reason I say that is because it makes the machine handle so much better. And I don't know if you guys can see it on camera, but this has the Kraken arms in the back, and it has the stock Baja arms in the front. I don't know if you guys can see. It's gonna let me show you the difference, but you can see it's skinnier up top. But and that's not ideally. Ideally, you want the front and the back the same width, but I haven't upgraded the front yet, and this actually started out as the hybrid, my Rocat hybrid project, which is my Red Cat Rampage XT chassis cut in half, and I bolted. Well, this is how I started it. I put the Kraken widening kit on this rear chassis of this Baja because this rear Baja chassis was mounted to my Rocat hybrid, which I'll show you that. And this, guys, this is one of my favorite machines. This thing handles so well. I love it. But that's my Rocat hybrid. And this up here, this all is Red Cat. And the back is Roven. And so what I have, well, actually nothing on the back of this is Roven at all. Everything's Taylor or FLM. Because this is the back half chassis to the Punisher, which was fully built when it had the big bore in it. I think I'm getting off track and I'm going all over the place here, guys. But what I'm trying to say is the Rampage, the front, is as wide as, you know, an FLM extended kit or a Kraken arm kit. It's as wide as that anyway. So that's why I put the Kraken arms on that other chassis. That's what I was getting at. And then, as far as other upgrades you're going to want to do, you're definitely going to want to upgrade this top plate. I really haven't. I've upgraded my top shock tower just because you're going to have beefier shocks to hold a big bore because they're heavier. And it'll bottom these piddly ass shocks. It'll bottom these out every time, and it'll sag. I've even tried doubling up springs and stuff back in the olden days. I say that it wasn't that long ago, but anyways, shock tower would be a good deal. This top plate is a must because I've actually broke these even with the Taylor ones. I've actually broke the Taylor ones with my 40 GT and my 71 Supreme. Both have broke them. And they usually break right up here where the brakes are, this little thin box part. That's usually where mine break anyways. In fact, I probably have one laying around here, I imagine. Well, that one's broke completely off. got more than one of them. In fact, I got an extra aftermarket Roven top plate up here just in case one of them takes crap. Because I like to, you know, try other things every now and again. But yeah, top plate, this mount, you're going to want to upgrade your gear plate. It's better that you do. It's just better. And then what I would do is I would do the gear plate I have on. Yeah, it's a Taylor. I would do the Taylor gear plate if you did one. I mean, this one, this is a bonehead one and it's good. But if you use Loctite on these screws and they get stuck in there and you need to heat them, that's no good with carbon fiber. You can't heat that shit up. It does not like it. So that's why, yeah, that's why I only got one of these carbon fiber ones. Like I said, nothing against the product's great, and it works great. But if you put too much Loctite on there, I'm telling you, you're gonna have to put heat to it, or you're gonna strip out the head of your bolt. You're gonna have to drill it out. Maybe that would be the best thing to do instead of putting heat to it. Just drill it out and run them out with vice grips or something like that. That's what you'll have to do if you run a carbon fiber gear plate. You just have to drill them out. You don't put heat to it because you'll ruin it. Oh, we got KGM here. Hey, what's up, Kyle? What's up, bro? Yeah. Awesome. That's good that you've upgraded everything I suggested. Another thing. I'll just point it out right now. It's not the fact that you're going to be able to see it, but another thing you're going to want to upgrade is you're going to want to upgrade your transmission housing. You're going to want to get aluminum, but if you're going to run a Taylor big bore, I would suggest you not waste your money on getting anything besides a Taylor housing, 3-piece housing, because you're going to run into clearance problems on the backside of the reed cage, or not the reed cage, but the case, the reed case. The transmission will rub on it, and then you'll have to grind the case of your transmission down. Where if you just buy, the one that Mike designed for his engines, it clears beautifully. And that's actually the one that's in the Rocat hybrid. It's got the fully built transmission on the back, but you're not going to want to run that plastic housing. It will not last. The carriers, that's another thing. It's a must. You're going to want metal carriers, because when I first ran my 40, I didn't have metal carriers, and here's one of them. And what happens is these get all hot, and they don't like the heat, and they get all, I don't know, gummy and rubbery, and then your cups eat into your shit. It's not good. But you're definitely gonna want to upgrade your carriers. I'm just trying to remember everything. I don't want to leave anything out. Hinge pins, I would definitely do titanium hinge pins, clipless. I mean, you can do. I've had clip hinge pins, and they work fine. Just the clipless are a little bit easier to work on because you're not having to fight that clip, especially in weird spots. I find myself doing that all the time on these. Another thing, hinge pin brace, especially your rear one. You're going to want to upgrade that. And, well, yeah, the Rocat hybrid down there that I keep talking about, I had to make my own rear hinge pin brace out of steel because I could not keep a rear hinge pin brace in with the 71 Supreme. It would eat them. It would go through them. They would last probably 4 or 5 runs, and then the bushing would end up falling out, and they would be no good. Yeah, there's a When I'm talking about the bushing falling out, that's the bushing I'm talking about falling out. After a while, that's what this is the front set. Yeah. This is the front transmission, and then the two front. But what was I saying? What it'll do, my 71, it would stretch these holes and these bushings would get loose. I don't know how it would do it. I suppose it would. It's peeling them hinge pins apart when you're on the power. You wouldn't believe the amount of power these Taylor engines have. They are unreal. They'll put a smile on your face every time, but it wallers these bushings out, and then these bushings end up falling out, and then that's really not good because then all kinds of bad stuff happen. And then I also noticed, about every time my hinge pin brace is about ready to go or it was getting worn, it would always do that death roll. I mean, I'd be riding a wheelie across, the field, and it would come up on one wheel and do this freaking weird thing. It would like launch up in the air, slam down on the ground, upside down, shit. Or it would, maybe not upside down, but straight on the front or something stupid like that. It would just fucking tumble for days. I mean, days. Hey, what's up, Lotus? Hey, bro. Got all kinds of people showing up. That's awesome. So, yeah, anyways, that death roll is nothing to shake a stick at. I wish I had a stick because I'd be like, ah! That's funny. Oh, man. But, trying to think of, I went through hinge pins, bulkheads, top plate. A lot of guys, they will I never did, but they'll upgrade the rear chassis to, like, I think IRC makes one. Can't remember if Taylor makes one or not. But I don't think it's necessary. A wheelie bar, definitely necessary. And I have the Bonehead one and I have the Bebop one. I have both of them, and I have my potato bar, as Kyle likes to call it. That I built. I built that one. I just welded it up, and it works great. The only thing you have to do every now and again is it'll bend up into the pipe, and you have to push it down, which is not a big deal to me. It's not a big deal to me. But as far as wheelie bar, I got the Bonehead on my Kraken Vesla just for the simple fact it was easier to put on there than the Bebop. I was going to have to make up a bracket and stuff where the Bonehead would just be right there. So I thought, well, we'll just do that. So that's what I did. And then I put the Bebop on the Rocat Hybrid because it was already mounted on the rear half of the chassis of the Punisher. So that's what I did there. But as far as, I think the Bebops with the two wheels is going to give you a little bit more stability. However, it'll still do that death roll, and I see other people's machines do it too, and it always makes me cringe when I see their machines do it. I mean, because I know it's going to happen. I've been there and I've done that, But it doesn't eliminate that. It'll still do the death roll, even with the Bebop. It doesn't matter. I know that for a fact. And what it'll do, a lot of times the Bebop is it'll land straight on the freaking when it does the death roll. It'll flip in the air and it'll come down and it'll land straight on that wheelie bar and it'll bend it up. I had that happen a few times. I don't know. That's funny. Because it's so violent when it does that death roll. I'm pretty sure they only do that if you have a big bore in them. So yeah, yeah. Well, I've never used the potato bar on one of my big bores or the 71 or anything like that because I know it would never hold up. Those engines, they put so much forced back, it would fold this wheelie bar in half. So, yeah. What else? I'm trying to think. I better go back over to this side. I would definitely upgrade your carrier if you're gonna run some high power through it. It's just a good idea just to, pretty much everything back, go through. Maybe not your bumper or whatever, but just go through and upgrade it as necessary. I mean, and everybody has their own idea of, I guess, what products to use and whose brands are the best and all that stuff. I like to experiment with different ones and find out which one works best. I guess for me, because I found you'll have good luck with somebody's product one time and then the next time it'll be shit. I found that out especially through servos. I mean, for a while when I had the 71 in the Baja that I call the Punisher, before I put it in the Kraken Vesla, freaking for a while I would get like 2 or 3 runs out of a throttle servo and I'd have to replace it, and I don't know what the hell was going on there. So,
hey, what's up, Johnny Jackson? This is awesome, getting questions I have answered live. Do you do live stream every week?
oh yeah, every Saturday at 1 I do a live stream. Like I was saying, I don't know how long everybody's in here, but I was talking earlier, when the live first started, but that's what I just actually started doing it this year, because the years prior, I've been doing YouTube 8 years now, and so when I first started, like there was no off season for me. I drove them year round, and sometimes I got bashing, snow bash videos with the Rampage. I have one video where I put ice spikes on one of my Bajas because we ended up getting like a ½ inch of ice, and those ice spikes, yeah, they work good for what they are, but I don't care what kind of deal you got going on when it's ices a ½ inch of ice. I mean, there was a ½ inch of ice on everything, and those ice spikes had a hell of a time getting any traction too. So, what the hell else was I talking about? Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. So I would never take an off seat. There was no off season. I was just always out bashing anytime I could get, and then, I got to the point where it's so much work and so much pressure, and I shouldn't say pressure, but there's a lot goes into it, and so when the weather's bad and it's hard to get out and it's hard to get videos and hard to keep your content up, I found it easier just to say, okay, it's off season, so instead of trying to bust my ass during the week trying to spit out videos when the weather's not right, trying to think of things to do and stuff like that, what I'll do is I'll go live and interact with my audience. And there's been several times where I'll go live and I'll get into wrenching, and I really don't interact with my audience, and that's the whole reason I try to do this whole the whole live thing, is like what he was saying. He thought it was so awesome that I was answering questions live, and that's ultimately why I'm doing this and why I do YouTube, is because I like to help people, and this stuff is so badass. I like to show it off and just I guess if I can help anybody learn, that's what I'm out to do, just help people and whatnot. I used to be a professional diesel technician at the Iowa Department of Transportation. I took care of a fleet of, about 950 trucks. And I was the go-to guy on everything, and I had this job I was working on in the Quad Cities before my motorcycle accident, and I had my motorcycle accident, and I never was able to go back to work, but that's what I did before I I got disabled is I used to actually work on trucks and fixed diesel trucks. I was when I left Interstate, I was certified uh, master truck diesel technician. So ASE, all of it. And then I went to the state and became the go-to guy there because the state runs all international trucks, and I specialized in not the big bores, which the big bores are like the 13 liters, the 12 liters, the 11 liters, and stuff like that. I specialize more in the like the DT 466s and stuff like that. You know, the smaller. I don't know how many DT 466s I rebuilt. I probably rebuilt at least 150 of them. Yeah, at least 150 of them. I don't know. I used to be the go-to guy for that. Buses, I'm talking buses, grain trucks, anything. Oh, I did them all. But that's what I did before I got disabled. And then I thought, well, I need something to do. And I like turning wrenches and I like working on stuff. And so I thought this would be the perfect hobby. Fifth scale gas. In fact, Dimitri from Hybrid, I can't remember the last number. Hybrid. Anyways, Hybrid. He actually put out a video on his Red Cat. What was that thing? It's a rally car. And I saw that and I was like, oh man, that's awesome. I gotta get me one of them. And so I didn't get that rally car. I can't remember what the hell it's called, but I didn't get that rally car. What I ended up getting was the Rampage XT, which is cheaper than the MT because I didn't want to, I didn't know how much I'd like the hobby, and then I got the XT and I loved it, and then I took that baby to the moon. I got videos out there. I'm pretty sure I'm still the one with the fastest Red Cat Rampage ever on YouTube, the XT version, and there could be some electric ones out there that have beaten my record by now, but at the time it was 51.3 or 53.1. I can't remember which one it is, but that's how fast my Red Cat Rampage XT used to go. Yeah, it's an XB Rally. Yep, that's exactly what it was. That's what really started it for me. I clicked on YouTube, and before I got disabled, I never even watched YouTube. I could have cared less about it, and then one day out of the blue, I was just playing around on my phone, and I clicked on the YouTube application, and that was what I saw on there was Hybrid's Rally XB video, and I was like, holy cow, that is so cool. And so that's what actually got me into the hobby. So long story, but we ended up there. What do we got going on?
Yep. I've always enjoyed.
Yeah, man, I would like to get back out to the Badlands, but it's changed so much. So the dirt tracks, the dirt bike tracks are still there, which it's hard to explain. Okay, so when a dirt bike goes around the track, the only part it's really wide in, is the corner, and it's dirt, and it's wide in the corner, but the trail, it's not that wide, so you're driving your Baja down through there, and it feels like you're bouncing off the side. So I don't do the track anymore. And then, when I used to take the Rampage there, I used to take all kinds of machines there, but there was this open field of sand, and it had a dirt oval in the middle. And boy, I wish that thing was still there, because that was so much fun to go on. And then there was a flat part that was also sand. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is that was my favorite part of the Badlands, is to go to that dirt oval or sand oval, or whatever you want to call it, and then that one spot that was just flat, and then because it was just awesome. I don't know, throwing rooster tails and all that stuff, and then being able to go around that track and drift and stuff. That was just, I wish I could get back out there. But what I'm trying to say is that the landscape has changed, and he took out that dirt track. That dirt track's no longer there, and that's all pasture now. So there's not really any place to drive out there anymore except for the dirt bike tracks. And like I was telling you, the dirt bike tracks, they're wide in the corner, but especially in the summertime, in the dead of the summertime after the grass is grown, the paths are narrow. I mean, they take care of it and they mow it, but still the grass is this tall on either side and the path is this wide, so it's barely enough room to get a baja through, and, or I don't know, a baja or anything else. Anything else fits scale. And so, yeah, it's kind of a pain in the ass. But anyways, I would love to get back out to the Badlands, but the landscape has changed and they took out that dirt oval and stuff. And I guess there still are a couple mountains that you can climb, but I've been kind of keeping my eye out on a place where I can do like a hill climb type deal. Yeah, the RC Wallet Vacuum had been doing with his Kraken Vecta. I think that would be pretty sweet.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, you want to upgrade your clutch bell, and then I'll also tell you if you I don't know how Mike sells his big bore engines or his 40 GTs or anymore, or whatever, how he does it, but I would definitely recommend straight off the bat, spend the money and get the 62 millimeter clutch. Because at one time you can get a 40 GT with the 57 millimeter clutch on it. You had to upgrade the bell and it would work, but it's better to go with the 62, and the reason is because it grabs better. You'll notice if you watch, I don't know if you watch some older videos. I'm trying to think of anybody that had one, but what you'll hear is when they wind up, you'll hear the clutch slip, and then all of a sudden it engages and the roosters just start flying. I don't know how to explain it. The clutch is the 57 millimeter clutch. The 40 GT is like on the top side of the limits of that clutch. I mean, I'm telling you, my 40 GT, when I had the 57 millimeter clutch on it, I don't want to make noises or anything, but it would come out of the hole, kind of slip in the clutch, and then I don't know, a half a second after that, the clutch would engage, and then it would just start kicking roosters, and that's when you could definitely tell. It would be like almost like a 2-speed, but not really. I don't know how to explain it. Like I said, I don't want to sit here and make engine noises and stuff. Motorboat noises, bird. But anyways. But yeah, you're going to want to upgrade your clutch, get the 62. IRC brakes, lay shaft. I forgot to mention that. You're going to want a titanium lay shaft. And I'll tell you, for the longest time, I ran a stock Roven lay shaft behind the 40 GT that I had initially. And it lasted. Yeah, this is a clipless titanium one from Taylor, but the stock Roven one that goes that one. That's what I'm talking about. I ran that behind the 40 for, I think it was a season, until I ended up replacing it, because I'd broken so many parts in one season, just getting to know the vehicle and getting to know the power and what needs to be built, because I was the same way. I didn't upgrade anything until the 40 GT broke it. That's how I upgraded the Punisher to the Punisher. And that's how it all happened. Is I would not upgrade it until it broke, and that I did not wait. I went ahead and replaced it by, I think I had the transmission apart for some reason or another, and I thought we may as well just go ahead and get one of them lay shafts and throw it in there now. And ever since I've done that, I like those lay shafts so much better, the clipless ones. I mean, there's nothing wrong. I really didn't have any problems with this type of lay shaft here, but I really like the left-handed clipless ones. I just really like that. They're just nice. That thing is so light too. So light. Titanium. So. And then Yeah, let's see what else we got going on.
Any upgrades on the Lightning?
No. Well, yeah. Actually, I do have upgrades on the Lightning. I got. Not gonna be able to see much over there. It's kind of torn apart. I'll bring you guys over there. Okay. But I got that billet flow 2.76 millimeter pulley on the top, and I don't know if you're gonna be able to see. Yeah, I don't think you can see the bottom pulley, but I got a pulley on the bottom, and then I got the cold air intake that goes there. I just don't have the two. It's not put together yet, but cold air intake. Let's see. This is gonna be new when I get it back together. But there's my EGR delete. I deleted the EGR. Let me see. I'm trying to think of it. Oh, I guess it's not an upgrade, but I put 8 brand new injectors in it when I had it apart. I did have the intercooler cleaned. Again, that's not an upgrade, but it needed to be done. That's why I blocked off the EGR valve. But yeah, I got some modifications done on the Lightning, I guess. So let me see what you guys are looking at after just setting you down. Okay, that looks pretty good. Yeah, so, but, yeah, I don't know. I think that's, well, that's that. Oh, and then another thing I did to the Rocat Hybrid and the 2-speed is I changed first gear from 2054. I actually switched it to 1856 to see if I could get it to shift, and I couldn't get it to shift. But I'm telling you, it's not it's not even really that. What am I trying to say? It's not that slow with 18. I mean, it's freaking almost like an animal with 1856 gears, and it revs so high. That's what I guess what I'm trying to get at. It's still pretty quick, is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, there's my Taylor locker. That baby. I can't remember what. Oh, I know what galled that up. That's when I mounted the spur gear, or not the spur gear, but the ring gear backwards. Yeah, because if you mount it this way, no, because okay, doesn't matter how it mounts in there, but your screws, how they go in, does matter. If you go in this way, okay, so to go forward, every time it's doing that, it's loosening the screw. If you put it in your ring gear, your bolt's facing away. Every time it does that, it tightens them. So I always try to stress that. This being the ring gear, that's a Kraken ring gear, but that's what I'm talking about. The ring gear that actually goes on your differential. This one right here. So you don't want to put it in like that. You want to put it in like that. That's what I'm saying. Because if you put it in like that, it's gonna, every time it goes forward, it's gonna constantly loosen those, or it's gonna want to loosen them. And that's what happened when I started running big power in my Baja. I didn't even, I had the brand new Taylor transmission case. I just put it together and I made that mistake. First run, it spit a ring gear bolt out my brand new freaking Taylor aluminum diff case. I had to sand it down and JB weld it shut. I wasn't buying a new one. So. But. All right, guys. I think I'm going to go ahead and check out of here. I think I've done enough rambling for the day. I did kind of want to do a more interactive live, and I think we pulled that off today. And all that stuff, and hopefully everybody liked it. Like I said, guys, I'm going to be doing it, until the ground isn't so, I guess, soppy and crappy. Until that shapes up and I can get outside and do things and the weather gets around, you'll see me live 1 o'clock on Saturdays. Last Saturday, I wasn't able to go live, and I'm having the same issue this Saturday, but I've noticed that I'm able to keep I can still see what's going on in my chat. I can still see how many people are watching. I just can't see my live feed on my computer. So this all still works. And that's what happened last week is I pulled this stuff up and nothing would work. In fact, there was one time where, I had like 3 or 4 people in here in my lobby, and then all of a sudden there was no people. And I was like, something's wrong with that. So I just went ahead and, said screw it till next week. And then it seems to be working a little bit better this week. But what I'm trying to say is I'm going to be doing this every Saturday, 1 o'clock. I'll be going live and until I can get out there and do some action outside running these bastards. So anyways, guys, I'm going to probably cancel the live, or not cancel it, but I'm going to shut the live down and all that stuff. So if you like the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, share, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. And guys, I will see you next Saturday at 1 o'clock. And until then, we will see you in the next one.